Yes, Darren, Saturday marks the first national protest against Italy's new Prime Minister. 39-year-old Matteo Renzi took the country's top job just 2 months ago. This as Mr. Renzi's party is preparing for next month's European elections, hitting out at what he's called a European Union of austerity. Claudio Lavanga has more.
This was the heart of Rome on Saturday. One of the trendiest streets of the Italian capital became the scene of some of the most violent clashes seen in months. This was the biggest demonstration against Renzi's government 2 months after he became Prime Minister. It started as a street party. It ended in urban warfare.
Yeah, there seems to be some kind of violence that is erupting. I don't know if you can see there's a lot of stuff that is being thrown at the police, and there's some paper bombs now exploding right next to the police cordons. Well, now this is exactly what authorities thought would happen here, just right next to the labor ministry. They knew that this could happen, and it is happening right now.
Most of them protested against issues Renzi inherited from previous governments, like a high-speed rail link planned in northern Italy and in favor of housing rights. But many also opposed Renzi's labor market reforms. The Prime Minister made it easier for employers to hire, but also to fire employees. So far, Italians seem to have been cautiously optimistic about Renzi's proposed tax cuts and public spending review. But 2 months in the job, he has faced the anger of those who oppose his drive for reforms.
Let's get more then. Claudio joins us in Rome. And as you say, Claudia, these were some of the most violent protests we've seen in Italy in months. Some of the problems that people are protesting about, as Matteo Renzi has inherited from his predecessor, he's only been in the job 2 months. Are people willing to give him time to tackle some of the serious issues facing the Italian economy?
Well, most Italians seem to be fairly optimistic about Matteo Renzi's government, simply because what he's proposed until now has been quite popular with the electorate and with Italians. Well, he's proposed tax cuts, spending cuts, cutting the cost of politics, and he's even put money in the pockets of many Italians. For instance, he passed a reform that will give €1,000 to 10 million Italians who earn less than €1,500 per month. Well, this is all, of course, being very popular with the Italians. Well, the people are here that protested today, though, are protesting about matters that are, in a way, beyond Renzi's government and inherited these problems. But, of course, there are also people here that, as I said in that story, that don't like the labor market reforms. They don't like the fact that while it's easier for employers to hire people, it's also easier for them to fire them. So, in a way, they are against this very fast drive of reforms for Matteo Renzi. And this will also be a wake-up call for Matteo Renzi, of course. This protest and the violent clashes that we witnessed today in Rome will make Matteo Renzi, will reveal to Matteo Renzi that he's not popular with every single Italian, of course, and that he's got people that are against his drive for reforms.
And things like the labour reform, making it easier to hire and fire people, I guess that's the sort of thing that some people argue Italy needs to have in order to make its economy more competitive, in order to make the labour market that much more flexible. How much room to manoeuvre does Matteo Renzi have in terms of policies to boost growth and create jobs, when, of course, he is subject to, he has to be careful about Italy's debt, he has to be careful about how much Italy can spend because of EU rules, effectively?
Well, it looks like Matteo Renzi, in a way, has got a free hand on reforms, including very unpopular reforms, including the labor market, simply because it's either that or disaster. I mean, Matteo Renzi is the third consecutive prime minister in Italy that was not elected through elections, but he was just installed by the president of the republic, because until now, Italy has been trailing in other countries in Europe in recovering from the very heavy crisis in the economy of this country. So really, right now, Matteo Renzi is enjoying the freedom of just doing anything he feels like is right to get Italy back in track, including very unpopular reforms like labor.
Claudio Lavanga in Rome, thank you.